For centuries, we've looked at Stonehenge as a static architectural puzzle, but if you look closely, the site becomes a geological crime scene. Archaeologists have long established the basic material supply chain. The towering outer rings are local sandstone, while the smaller, inner ring of bluestones were hauled in from the hills of Wales. But there is an anomaly breaking that pattern. Buried at the center lies the altar stone, a horizontal 6-ton slab of gray-green rock. Recent testing using zircon apatite chemical fingerprinting allowed the scientists to analyze the microscopic mineral grains locked inside this specific block. The mineral signatures point to a completely different geological region. This is a Devonian sandstone from the Orcadian Basin in northeast Scotland. A chemical match this specific places the altar stone 700 kilometers away from its bedrock, requiring us to reconsider the logistical reach of Neolithic society. Relocating a 13,000-pound object across the rugged, forested terrain of prehistoric Britain around 2600 BC defies basic logic. A haul of that magnitude leaves investigators with two mutually exclusive suspects: an extraordinary human logistics operation or a massive natural event. For years, geologists argued that nature did the heavy lifting. They proposed that during the late Devensian Ice Age, expanding glaciers deposited the stone on Salisbury Plain as a rogue erratic boulder. If the ice theory holds, the Neolithic builders were simply scavengers, hoisting a locally deposited rock. But if they moved it themselves, we are looking at master engineers. To put the ice theory on trial, a 2026 study led by Dr. Anthony Clark sought to reconstruct the exact movements of those ancient Scottish glaciers. This map visualizes time-integrated ice flow modeling. Using ancient climatic data, the simulation traces prehistoric ice expansion. The vast majority of Scottish ice flowed north and east into the ocean, moving away from southern England, never reaching Salisbury Plain. The primary natural suspect has a mathematical alibi. Direct glacial transport could not have delivered the altar stone to the site. With direct delivery ruled out, proponents of the natural transport model were forced to rely on a complex geographical loophole to keep the ice theory alive. The theory shifted to a staging post scenario. A rogue glacier pushed the stone southeast, dropping it on a now submerged landmass in the North Sea known as Doggerbank. Under this hybrid model, Neolithic humans found the stone at Doggerbank and decided to transport it the rest of the way, rescuing it before sea levels drowned the land bridge. But this requires physical proof. As glaciers grind across landmasses, they act like giant sandpaper. If a Scottish ice sheet dragged a boulder south, it would have left a microscopic trail of crushed rock debris in the sediment. Extensive soil sampling around Salisbury Plain shows no trace of northeast Scottish detrital zircons. Add that missing chemical trail to the logistical difficulty of retrieving a rock from a flooded coastline and storing it for several millennia, and the verdict is clear. The glacial theory lacks physical evidence. With ice ruled out, the 700-kilometer transport points toward human engineering. This requires us to drop the stereotype of Stone Age populations as isolated hunter-gatherers. They were sophisticated organizers. This map illustrates proven Neolithic maritime networks. Archaeological records show that these societies executed complex, heavy cargo sea voyages, moving obsidian and livestock along established Mediterranean and Atlantic coastal routes. The most logistically sound method to move a 6-ton slab from the Scottish Highlands to southern England is an amphibious operation, heavy lift coastal boating down the shoreline, followed by a phase of overland hauling. These communities possessed the technological means, the seafaring vessels, and the navigational mapping required to pull off a 700-kilometer journey, which leads to the question of motive. Why endure an extreme logistical nightmare to extract a single piece of sandstone? A 700-kilometer extraction proves that ancient Britain was a highly communicative society that could mobilize labor and pool resources across vast distances. Stonehenge functions as a unified megaproject, evidence of long-distance inter-regional cooperation and a cultural vision shared across hundreds of miles. The altar stone remains a testament to human willpower, a 6-ton block proving ancient communities possessed the coordination to drag it across Britain.
Scientists are racing to unlock technologies. Breakthroughs in AI are reshaping our future. The future is arriving faster than expected.